Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this is going to be an exciting video. This is one that I've wanted to do for a while. We have got a sponsored video by Dragonheir, which is an open world high fantasy strategy RPG that you're not going to want to miss as a super hot game coming out in 2023 because it's been getting widespread praise from players all over since it was first revealed in July of 2022. And they've announced an official partnership with Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I'll make sure to provide you with all of the relevant links that you're going to want down below in the show notes and also the pinned comment. And what we're going to do in this video is go over some of the basics about Dragonheir so I can showcase it for you on what it is going to be like when you embark on your journey as the game releases. And we'll go over some of those first initial things that you're going to want to see showcased, like building a team, upgrading heroes, and challenging the various dungeons to showcase what Dragonheir has to offer. So let's get into it. Alrighty, now one of the reasons that I've been so excited about Dragonheir personally since seeing it first revealed is that finally we've got a game that really brings that dark fantasy medieval style to life, and the overall just aesthetics of the game are absolutely incredible. Like, just look at some of these champions as I tab through, and they've even got like special animations when you're scrolling through the index and everything. Just absolutely, this is like what I want a mobile RPG to look like aesthetically with this medieval dark fantasy style. But not only the champions, you also get this interactive map that you're going to be able to play through on a campaign when you embark on your journey, filled with all sorts of quests and objectives and things for you to collect as you're playing through the game. So you're not just like tabbing through menus and stuff, you're actually walking around and playing on an interactive map. But like I said, in this video, I wanted to showcase a few basic things for you, like building a team, upgrading heroes, and challenging the different dungeons, stuff like that. So let's start with building a team. Let's just go in order here. So first of all, when you're putting together a team, there's some important stuff to understand. I actually really like this personally, but the game isn't necessarily turn-based. It's going to be kind of happening in real time on a battlefield. So you're going to see a lot of things are based on duration, and the cooldown and the recharge time is going to be in seconds and stuff like that instead of like turns or anything, because everything's going to kind of be happening at once. And I really like how that flows in a more live and realistic way. As you can see here with this Arctic cold hammer skill that I've got pulled up, it's going to talk about the recharge time of about 6.5 seconds, and then the complete recharge time, like the initial is going to be when the fight starts, and then you've got like the recharge time after you use it. And then you can see that with level 4 we can lower that recharge time by 2 seconds, and then the actual skill itself, you can see dealing cold damage with a 100% chance of inflicting frost for 10 seconds. So lots of things based around time instead of turns, and it's really going to help you flow and kind of set up your team with things that will synergize accordingly. And honestly, there's tons of stuff that I could showcase for you, but I'm trying to give you kind of a quick first impressions look at things. But I do want you to understand that there's also these different elemental affinities, and then the ones that pair together are going to be shifting occasionally. So when you're building a team, you really want to get these to pair up so you can make your team as strong as possible. As you'll be able to see when I head over to the battlefield, which by the way, also, this is going to be a little bit different and a little bit more intuitive than some of the games you may have tried in the industry before. So you can see that I can move my heroes around on the battlefield, and that's going to affect not only what they're going to kind of target, how they're going to play, but also how the enemy is going to interact with them as I move them around this board. So there really is a lot of strategy in terms of where you place your tanks and your supports and your damage dealers and your crowd controllers and your buffers and all of that when you're trying to get an optimal strategy to make sure that you have success in the upcoming battle. And then back to my point of what I was talking about with the elemental affinities, you'll see up there on the top left of the screen, if I click on that, it's going to break down the elemental affinity bonuses that I'm getting. And right now you can see I've got all 5 of them lit up. So I have successfully paired them. If I drag out right here, now I've only got 3 out of 5. And if I keep taking champions out, then I'm slowly going to have 0 of the elemental affinities live and making my team stronger. So you do want to definitely make sure you're paying attention to those elemental affinities when you're setting up your team on the battlefield to make sure that you're set up for success. But let's snap on back to the team that I had originally plugged in there, and I will show you what a battle is going to look like. So down on the bottom right, you can see the initiate battle, and look at this. You can see everything kind of happens in real time. We've got our melee characters running up and starting to fight, and then we've got our support abilities going off in the background, and then we've got our DPSers in the back raining down pain. So you want to make sure you set up the battlefield in a proper way to have kind of the tanks in the front, DPSers in the back, and then be able to kind of just play in real time and watch your team dominate. And then you notice how up on the top right, we've got these debuffs on our opponent up there. You can kind of click on that and you can see a breakdown of the information. And that's where those debuffs are going to kind of show up, and they're based on time. You see how they slowly kind of go away. They've got that time bar that circles around them, and that's how long they're going to last, because everything is based on real time instead of like turns. And now you can see that we're about to take down the fight, and then at the end you would get this victory screen right here where it'll give you a nice breakdown of the battle. Like the info that we have up there on the top left, showing that it took me a minute 39. My best time is a minute 37. And then also down here, which I really love, you could tab on over to statistics, and you can really see and get a feel for how your team is performing. So who did the most damage? That's going to be the top one. Who tanked the most damage? That's going to be the middle one in blue. And then who did the most healing? That's going to be down here on the bottom in green. So what you can kind of do with that is monitor who's giving you the most value, who you could think about replacing, and try out different compositions to see what's going to give you the best output, the best times on your runs and everything, so you can keep snowballing progress on your account. But then remember, I told you that I would let you know how the upgrading process goes. So if you find a hero that you want to invest in and you want to upgrade, you're going to click enhance on the bottom right, and then you're going to be upgrading via these XP potions. And you get a few different options. You can either quick upgrade to a certain level, or you could select a certain amount of these resources that you want to spend and then simply click upgrade, and they will gain those levels. And then also, when a hero reaches their current max level, their attributes and max level can be further upgraded through a system called improvement, and you're going to be doing that via the elemental gems. And those will be denoted in your journal here on the dungeon section, where you can see right here, you got the frost domain, tempest, flame, where you can get these different crystals to improve your enemies even further. And then you can also upgrade their skills, and there's all sorts of things you can do to make your heroes more powerful. Which leads us into another topic that I wanted to discuss with you, and that was challenging various dungeons. Now, a quick way to see this is going to your journal, and then you'll have this dungeon tab right here, where you've got things like the Goblin Lair, where you can get these different XP potions to work on your heroes and level them up, to get these crystals that we just talked about from these different domains. And then you can also get gear by doing these different dungeons like the Grave of Venom and Curse and Rot and all that. And then there's also dungeons right here where you can get runes, so you can kind of pick and choose what you want to target, what you want to farm, and then go into the corresponding area of the game to farm up that resource. So I can pop into a different area here in the Goblin Lair and show you what I'm talking about via a different battle. And as you can see up on the top left, I've only got 3 of the 5 elemental affinities that are unlocked and filled up for me. So what I need to do is match these elements. So right here, I've got a bunch of the frost. I need to back out and fix this to make this match. And now you see I have unlocked all 5 of the elemental affinities, and I'm ready to go, and I can show you another battle. So it's all going to be in real time. The tanks rush forward, the melee characters rush forward, and then we've got our supports and our DPSers and stuff in the back absolutely raining down the pain. And then this is going to be the area where I showed you in the journal that we're going to be farming up those XP potions, so we can go through and level up more and more heroes and develop them even further. And then when they hit max level, we can improve them via the crystals, we can improve their skills and everything. You can see us kind of going through the different waves and progressing as the dungeon kind of moves forward. And then as we come up to the end of the dungeon right here, it's going to show us exactly what we want and give us an opportunity to view those statistics and all that. You see the XP potions that I'm adding to my account. And then on the statistics tab, I can see who's doing the most damage and who's healing and get a breakdown of the value. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun kind of playing around and trying out Dragonheir. I think it's going to be an epic release when it comes out in the second half of 2023. And I'm going to provide you with the Discord and all of the links and stuff that you're going to want to have down below, like I said, in the show notes, and then also a pinned comment. So massive shout out to Dragonheir for giving me the opportunity here on the channel to showcase a new game for you. I really appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed this first look at Dragonheir. I'll see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.